Good afternoon, Lions. Hal? Oh, just one moment.
Yeah.
While he
Good morning,
clears his
Lord.
mouth.
Good afternoon, Lord. We thank you for this opportunity to meet together. We thank you for the blessings that you've bestowed upon this club through our biggest fundraising period. We thank you for all of the people that worked on it and made them successful. Ask that you bless this food to our bodies. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you. Lion Isla, will you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And Lion David, would you lead us in song, please?
My country, 'tis a big, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of thy pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside, let freedom ring.
Thank you. Ring, ring. Lion Tamers, do we have any guests today?
President Sharon, fellow Lions, we have no guests signed in today.
Okay, thank you. Tail Twisters, or excuse me, Penny, Lion Penny, Sunshine?
President Sharon, fellow Lions and guests that we do not have. There are no sunshine reports unless someone has something I don't know about.
It was Astor's birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday, Astor. Alrighty, so then, Tail Twisters, let's go ahead and move right along to our Happy Bucks.
Okay, well, hello everyone, come on, cough up the money, it's time to pay the rent. Yeah. Past President Pat Palmer, forgot the
Oh, President Jones, Pharaoh.
Yeah.
Let's try this one more time. President Sharon, fellow Lions and guests. We'll keep all of those words separate. That way people know what I'm saying. So Lion Hal and I had a very successful trip to Yakima over the weekend. Watched a number of incredibly fast, very cool boats go very fast and look very cool. There was great food, great camaraderie, and Checkmate 55 came in second in its class. Its first non-first place start in 9 races. So always a fun time to have with all those folks. Of course, this weekend coming up, there's a billion events, but the one I'll be back at is the Justin DeRozier Golf Tournament, hole number 4. If you happen to be a golfer, make sure and stop by. We have a bunch of fun games and a bunch of stupid prizes, because that's what I'm known for. Then, of course, the following weekend is Labor Day weekend, and I have no plans. So I'm going to escape somewhere. I know I will. Then that following weekend, September 5, 6, 7, back up to Port Angeles for more boat racing and good food and fun. That's pretty much the extent of it. The finger is healing slowly. These are good. Still doesn't want to play much. And other than that, pretty darn healthy. I'm pretty happy about that.
Nice finger.
Wow, for once. Yeah, nice figure.
We got one.
Yeah. Best District Governor, Maryland. Well, Karen thinks of something.
President Sharon, fellow Lions and guests, I have a happy dollar because, where are you, Penny? I really had a good time at the Squirrel Fest working with Lloyd. We had a breakfast together, then we tried to serve ice cream cones. I think when I left we had 4 that we sold. But anyway, it was just good to be back out with the Lions because I've not been able to do too much volunteering this summer. So that's cool.
We missed you.
Pretty sexy shirt you got on there.
I got a bunch right over here too. Pass on Terry.
President Shannon Fell, Lions and guest, I have a happy birthday for my family, Dollar. Cooper, my oldest grandson, turned 27 on 13th. Owen, my youngest grandson, turned 7 on 16th. Olivia, my oldest granddaughter, turned 16. Got her driver's license, so if you're up in Sammamish area by Seattle, watch it. And because I don't have my hearing aids in, I turned 80 Friday.
Oh my goodness. Well, we're gonna hold off on the singing in case I have some others. Let me check it out.
Yeah,
Past
we
District
do.
Governor Steve Patterson.
Well, thank you, Chair Trusters. President Sharon, Lions and guests, this is a bragging dollar. The season is over for our 11-year-old grandson up in Seattle. He was a catcher this year. At his grandfather's advice, when you're the catcher, you get to play all the time, which is true because nobody else wants to do it. So he did so. Also, his hitting became extraordinary. And what was the other one? Oh, and his pitching, my goodness. He learned from his father, who learned from this gentleman sitting right over here. So anyway, young little Asher, before they had their season-ending party, he was the team's MVP.
Yeah, I'm expecting some money from you. Older than Dirt Lion Greg. I'll just give me the whole thing, I don't care.
President Sharon Fell, Lions and guest, comment on Steve's grandson, Dave Patterson. Patterson. I'd like to comment on your grandson, how well he did. He must be a lot taller than you are. Next year he's going to be shortstop. Wait a minute, he is. The other dollar. I was able to go over to Squirrel Fest and join in with the other Lions, and I'd like to compliment Bob Piper. Everything was running smoothly.
Bye, Bob. Peter and Steve, past District Governor Mark Hill.
President Sharon, fellow Lion guests, my weekly 5 spot. Show me a piano following down a mine shaft, and I'll show you A flat minor. First dollar is because International Director, yeah, I know, I always come up with a bad chord, or try to. First $50 International Director Mark Mansell from our area, who's familiar to several of us. He laid us on. I've been semi in charge working on the committee for U.S. and Canada 26 in Memphis, so I'm looking forward to that because I'm planning to go. Yeah. Nice happy plaque. Yes, I know who my roommate is already. Also a happy dollar. Many of you remember Tom Monahan, longtime member. Got to visit with him Sunday. He showed up at church. He came out to go to the kite festival down at the coast. Just came out. We were asking, did you come out to see family? No, I just wanted to see the kite festival. So it was nice to see him. Facebook memory popped up yesterday. I can't speak, but 15 years ago yesterday, we had our awards for the year, annual awards. Rex Boswell was Line of the Year. Josh Claypool was Unsung. And Key Puff was a rookie Line of the Year 15 years ago. I'm thinking, he served 4 years as secretary after I did, and so that's hard to believe that was just 15 years ago. Quote of the week, the Italian proverb, he who finds a friend finds a treasure.
How sweet. Okay, I'm wandering around here before I get to, okay. Past Council Chair Howell.
Don't kiss
Are
the
you
microphone.
Queen Redhead? Redhead Rope. President Sharon, fellow Lions and guests. First, I'm happy that I'm sitting at the Stangy Botero Watson table. You know, I don't get to do this too often.
They don't want
We want their opinion.
Yeah, but I did come in uninvited, so.
Yeah.
That's right.
Push your way in.
Second, at the boat races, they had a group, I think it was a for-profit business selling kettle corn. And they had a $12 bag. I think it's about the size of 2 of our bags. Good stuff, but not as good as ours, of course. Third, getting to know all the boat race crew was fun because it was, or as my brother said, isn't it kind of cool that we have all these parties intermixed with boat races?
Right.
It was fun.
Good. Yeah, I was over in Tri-Cities visiting my friend's winery.
No, you'll hear enough from me today.
There's one over here.
Oh, there is. Oh, first EP. Great.
It's because I don't need a slideshow.
Your turn already. Go for it, Rick. Birthdays, which is. We got you.
Queen Sharon, fellow Lions and guests. It's my nurse's birthday this week. So I'm sorry to hear that, honey.
Yeah.
Oh, let me have that. Because it's also Lloyd's birthday.
I was just
So
gonna
we
mention that.
have Terry and Lloyd and Karen. Anybody we're missing for birthdays?
Raylene, but she's not here.
Oh, she's not here. Okay, get it.
It's not this month.
Happy birthday.
All right, good enough.
No, not until next. You can wait till next week.
Yeah, make her wait.
Yours isn't until Sunday. It's closer to Tuesday, so.
Yeah, there you go. Good job.
I think we have somebody else coming up next week too, but anyway, we shall move on. We will move along with our speaker, so let me have our program chair for August come up, Lion Kurt Adingnostiu.
Sharon, fellow Lions and guests, it's a great pleasure to introduce today's guest. He is the mayor of Longview. He was actually born in Longview. He's 5th generation. His family settled here in Kelso in 1903. He's graduated Mark Morris in 2018. He's a formally licensed insurance agent, property manager. Well, he's now a property manager in a feasibility investigation for housing development, right?
Yeah,
Got it.
it's a good sum up.
He was elected to city council and as mayor in 2021. He has 2 children, and if you would give a warm welcome to Mayor Spencer Boudreau.
I do need the box.
Maybe needs.
Yeah, Steve, do you have it? Where's your box? Is this it? Is this all they gave us?
Yeah.
See that package sitting next to your chair?
I did. Thank you. Well, I don't know any of you people here today, but I'm so glad to be here. Yeah, I have no idea who any of you are. I just want to say first, see now I don't have to pay to give my happy dollar talk. I want to say first, I had a great time doing as many of the Thursday night concerts as I could. It was fantastic. Whoever was working the grill or putting the burgers together, I know Cindy's not here, but usually it was her taking the paper slips. My handwriting is legible on those paper slips and the order slips, so you can read the names and what they actually want. But I'm here today to tell you a little bit about what's going on with the city of Longview. First, we'll go over an accomplishments list from our new city manager as of January, Jen Wills. We hired her at the end of January. So her first 6 months, she put together a list of everything we've done. Under community health and safety, we've held public hearings on fluoride and reviewed community feedback. We adopted new ordinances prohibiting the storage of personal property in public spaces to improve safety and accessibility. We launched the Resolution 2561 Reclaim Task Force and adopted findings to strengthen enforcement and compassionate response to unlawful behavior in public spaces. We approved contracts for animal control and sheltering services, pursued new fire department revenue strategies and police grant opportunities, adopted new public comment policies to encourage transparency and participation. Under strategic infrastructure and investment, we approved the Cloney Park stormwater culvert replacement and associated agreement with the Washington State Public Works Board for the loan program for that project. We endorsed interlocal agreements to support regional projects, including relocating a water line for the Port of Longview's industrial rail corridor expansion. We heard, what was that, 2 weeks ago from Port of Longview about their rail corridor expansion. Something I didn't talk about at that point during that presentation. There was some old, not written down, not signed, not documented verbal gentleman's agreement. We have tons of those that our city council keeps running into. Apparently our folks like to do a lot of those 40, 50 years ago. Nothing was on paper, where they ran the water line underneath the rail line. As the rail line expanded and things got heavier, it put that water line under a lot of stress. So we had to go through a whole lot of hoops to get that water line moved for that rail project. We're also working on annexation options and land use decisions. We've had a bunch of public hearings about those. We actually, it's this machine called the towable attenuator. It's a fancy word for, it's a crash barrier essentially. So our public works crews, when they're working on high-speed roads, i.e. Ocean Beach Highway, parts of some other streets, it's a shock absorber essentially, so that if we have somebody sitting in a truck or working in front of a truck with the flashers on, a driver not paying attention, or God forbid a drunk driver, will hit that barrier and that shock absorber instead of the vehicle or our worker. So that's increased worker protection.
I got the box.
You got the box too? Thanks, Isla. On affordable housing and land use, we established a multi-unit overlay zone for the Highlands neighborhood. We heard a lot of feedback on the 4plexes, 5plexes, and 6plexes that were being put up in the Highlands on these 40-foot wide city lots. So we took action on that. We updated our short plat subdivision regulations. We addressed utility billing policies impacting landlords and tenants, supported multiple housing developments through public hearings and permitting decisions, and with Parks, Recreation, and Community Services, we revised the alcohol policy in city parks. Some people are super happy about that. We saw the beer garden going on at Lake Sacagawea during the summer concerts. That money went to Rotary for their programs. They did, as I could tell, a fantastic job of running those. And as many people are aware, we had the seasonal closure for the summer of Broadway in front of City Hall. Now, it kind of fizzled out. It was supposed to be bigger than it was. It's my understanding we won't be doing that program and closure next year.
There was only like 3 and a half
I know.
Sundays.
Well, it was super busy the first couple of months.
Yeah.
And then Isla, we'll get to your questions at the end. Super busy for the first couple of months, but it kind of fizzled out.
Yeah.
You know, people went for the initial, oh, here it is, and then people quit going. So then vendors quit signing up, and then people quit going because there weren't as many vendors, and yeah.
Snowball.
Yep. One great thing that we did do regarding parks, recreation, and stuff like that, we entered into an interlocal agreement with the county. The county granted the city about $450,000 to redo and rehab the pro shop and clubhouse building out at Mid Valley Golf Course. The city council previously funded that project for next year through the capital improvement plan. So now we have $450,000 from the CIP that we didn't have to spend on that anymore because the county granted us the same funds that we can put towards other community projects like our deferred maintenance list for our parks. You know, picnic shelters that are rotted out, playgrounds that need a little bit of help, things like that. So council's actually going to be reviewing a list of projects we could put that $450,000 towards at our meeting on the 26th. We are in the process of finalizing the RFP process for Hope Village. We did receive a completed bid from an entity that the committee for that will be reviewing soon. We hope for council review on that bid the 26th as well. Planning for Growth, we adopted the, what am I hearing back there?
It's him.
Are you watching videos back there, Kevin?
No, I'm not. And I did pay him.
Okay. We adopted the Longview Kelso Consolidated Plan. That's HUD funding for housing projects and rent stabilization, rent assistance, things like that. We participated in the Regional Comprehensive Safety Action Plan with the Cowlitz-Waukegan Council of Governments. We worked on this weird thing called data centers that people keep asking about. We heard a lot years past. Well, why don't we try to get a data center like Intel? They use a ton of electricity. They use a ton of water. And they don't generate that many jobs actually locally. It was the same with cryptocurrency mining. We had a big controversy about cryptocurrency mining as well. With vision, governance, and transparency, you may have heard we did 2 rounds of citizen summits. That was where it was a purposeful meeting of just public comment on things that we could do, things that we can improve on, things like that, that helps our council identify our strategic plan and our visioning. So we're in the process of moving forward with our visioning and our strategic plan. We did the new city manager's 6-month performance review, and yeah, we held some more visioning workshops and downtown parking strategy meetings as well. So that being said, also this year we have successfully, unless the Congress passes a continuing resolution, because they don't have to balance their budget for some reason, when we do. If they pass a continuing resolution, then it's kind of a mad dash from our elected representatives in Congress to get these funding measures put in the final bill with the CR. But as of now, it's $1 million and change for the water fill line from Marie Glusenkamp-Perez's office, $2 million for Columbia Heights Road's full reconstruction and revamp. It's been planned since 1995. Total of $14 million for that project. This is the final $2 million to get that project started. We're going to start groundbreaking in the spring regardless of whether we get the $2 million. That also includes a connecting trail and path across to the adjacent neighborhood because, believe it or not, that's a safe route. That's a walking neighborhood. That's supposed to be a walking neighborhood for Columbia Heights Elementary and Cascade Middle School, but there's no sidewalks or connecting roads to get the kids over there. So no street lights either. Also $1 million for police radios and first responder radios that are dual use, so your analog and your digital systems can use those, use that system. Our geography is kind of unique with all of our different jurisdictions and our emergency management systems and our dispatch systems. So oftentimes now you'll have a call coming in from one agency where they need assistance or communication over to the other agency, and our dispatchers are hearing it on one set of equipment and having to relay it on a completely different set of equipment. This $1 million will allow us to get new equipment for our operation so that we can do both. So we worked with our delegates and our representatives over in Washington, D.C., myself and Eric, and our assistant city manager and our city manager back in the first week of May, last week of April. And so we're very hopeful that those funds are included in Congress, assuming they do their job and pass a budget. So with that, I'm happy to take any questions about what we're doing. Isla, go ahead.
You said at the very beginning
Yeah.
that there was a law that to hide or put garbage or on somebody's property, public property.
Storage of personal property on public property.
Can you tell me what that is?
Yeah, so the intent behind that was to deal with our, we'll call them our few problem children. So we've got Hope Village, we've got all the other sheltering options. These are the folks that have refused all those options that we've been arguing about for the last 10 years over and over again. Basically, if your stuff doesn't fit within a 55-gallon container, could be a bag, could be a barrel, could be what have you, you can't have it on your person. And you certainly can't store it in the parks all day and all night either. So that's what that addressed. Does that make sense? Homeless folks that have refused all other options. Yes. Correct.
Absolutely not, it's garbage, Isla.
Yep. Yep.
But they can go through it.
What?
They can go through it.
The garbage?
Is it really good for them to put the garbage?
I don't know. I still call it in. Yeah, you're not supposed to have a shopping cart either. Yeah, that's another thing. If you are walking through town or you're out at lunch downtown or something and you see a derelict shopping cart, call it in, or use your Ask Longview app and call it in, or email one of us to do that. It's better if you do it and you have us do it, because then there's a two-touch paper trail, so nobody can pretend they never got the report.
Okay,
So.
I wasn't aware that it was specifically for homeless, because I didn't hear that.
Well, technically the law applies to everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah.
But it's,
It's directed at the homeless.
Oh, he tried not to say.
He's being very cool.
Correct.
Very nice, thank you.
PC, you know, politically.
Any more questions? Lloyd.
Or you're sleeping back.
Eric is our detail guy, by the way. Go ahead, Lloyd.
All right, you're the big one here. We were going down the freeway, you got the big building out there by the freeway nobody's using. You go to Klamath, they got their harbor all fixed up.
Mhm.
The woman in Ridgeville was building, what song you got?
What do you mean by that?
I mean, there's nothing really going on in Longview, like, you know, Woodland and Litchfield.
Sure. Well, the development is moving north. So if you were to look at it 20 years ago, the development was at North Vancouver Orchards area. And now it's at the North Clark County, South Cowlitz County area. That building out at the freeway, that was a spec build. So their hope is that somebody else is going to buy that for their operation or lease it out. As far as what we're doing in Longview, we actually have the first new major job creator and major industrial project in the last 20 years out there at the Mint Farm. Who's been out there at the Mint Farm, 38th Avenue? You've seen the giant tank out there? Yep. So that's Divert Inc. That is a food digester. It's going to take all the junk food from grocery stores from all over the region, and it's going to take that, feed it into a giant biodigester, basically a fermentation tank. Bacteria is going to eat that up, break that down, and create natural gas that then gets put out into the pipeline and sold.
Who picks that up? Is that still waste control?
No, so they'll actually do it. The company goes and picks it up from the grocery stores. It's 50 permanent jobs. It's a couple hundred construction jobs throughout the process. They were delayed because, as you know, we're built in a swamp valley, and as you also may know, after 1980, the water table rose a little bit. So when you're building a giant, heavy, 500,000 gallon or so tank in the middle of a swamp valley, it could settle to either side. So the tank settling was figured out, and they're right on schedule. They're hoping for opening Q1 of next year. So, well, that's one. The other is we've made it easier to start new businesses by making sure our tax rates are streamlined and our permitting streamlined. Well, that's why I voted no on a B&O tax increase too, Lloyd. Who's Pat?
Spencer, first of all, I'd like to compliment you on your serious nature and your jovial, fun way of giving us the information. You've been a very, very good council person throughout the years, and I congratulate you for that.
Thank you.
Second, yeah, thank you also.
Is this The Rock now? Now you got the...
No, and as a former father of young children, I know how difficult it can be to balance all of the things,
Yep.
and it's just great how you're always out and being in contact with folks. It really speaks highly of you.
Thank you.
All right, now let's get to the.
Yep. Yep.
You knew it was coming.
Oh, yeah.
Also, being a former member of that downtown advisory committee for a lot of years and being involved with parking situations downtown is the city of Longview, and you can either make the rumor go away or you can kind of keep it rolling. Are we considering possibly selling or leasing one of the parking lots at this time?
My vote is to sell the biggest lot, which is behind Mill City Grill, because it's also in the worst condition, and it's, I believe, 12 individual downtown 50 by 120 commercial parcels. That's my vote. I hope I can get Eric in line with that. I hope I can get 2 or 3 other council members in line with that too. My plan would be if we sell that one, whatever we get from it. I think the assessment came back at around $400,000, which is baffling to me because a market rate for a simple dirt city lot with utilities nearby is $100,000, but 12 lots is valued at $400,000. Anyway, we should get more than $400,000 for it, is my point. We take that money and we put it into fixing all the other lots. You do new signage, you do new pavement, you do new landscaping, you do wayfinding signs, you do security cameras and lighting as well, so people feel safe to park downtown, period. Go ahead, though.
Well, that was the answer exactly that I was looking for, because that's been our recommendation for a number of years. So, hopefully we can help the other council members understand the simplicity.
It's also the least used lot.
It's the least used,
Yeah.
least utilized lot for a couple of different reasons. There's several surrounding lots that do have modest use.
Right.
And the other part of it is that with the reimagining and the incredible effort that was put into the former Elks building where we used to meet back in the 90s and early 2000s, that if you haven't been down to that building, it is absolutely gorgeous inside, outside. It's moved an amazing amount of derelict actions further out.
Positive uses drive positive uses.
Right, and so that's why I was hoping you would come up with that response. And as a final aside, I just hope you get reelected.
Thank you. I like this job. There's really no other job I'd rather want. I've prepared for this for 10 years now, so. Ann, are you first? Rick, do you have a question for me today? Oh. I was hoping for a zinger from Rick. Go ahead.
Hey, I have a question about the idea of rails to trails.
Yeah.
So that idea I heard about that a couple of years ago when we started cleaning up the wetlands, and the big hope with our club was that the area that we were cleaning was going to be part of that rails to trails. So with the recent cuts, is that off the table, or is that just sort of a floater idea back somewhere, or what do you see for the
it's kind of on the shelf, so to speak. We're still looking at we had an $8 million projected budget deficit last cycle that our council balanced without majorly impacting day-to-day operations and services. We're still looking at a $4 million. We bought ourselves 2 years essentially. We're still looking at a $4 million budget deficit this next cycle. It's not to say it's never going to happen, but you have to look at development costs and maintenance costs. I mean, we have 400 linear miles of paved streets we have to take care of, double that in sidewalks. We have already 640 acres of developed park property that we have to maintain with 11 people, taking on what would amount to another 400 or 500 acres in a park. We can't maintain that.
So that says to me 6 to 8 years minimum.
And if it's on the 10-year plan, it's, yeah. So I'd say right now we'd be more likely to wave our magic wand and get a city pool again than we would for that right now. So I wish we could have those things, and we can get to a point where we can, but it takes long-range planning.
Kurt?
Oh, I could use Spencer's.
Okay.
Thank you, Mayor Boudreau. The question I have is, why did we install bike lanes all through the city? Conflict with driving the vehicle.
Yeah.
Because there's 6 bicycles in Longview.
So, do you want me to be nice or do you want me to be PC about it?
No PC, just
Okay.
give it to us.
Okay, so what happened was the previous council majority, this is prior to last year, and the 2 previous councils prior, they went forward with this thing called Complete Streets. Now, if you have a Complete Streets committee and Complete Streets group, that's multimodal transportation, that's walking, cycling, transit, etc. If you look at all of your infrastructure projects that way and you have this committee, then you qualify for additional grant funding. That's the hook, right? The hook is you do that multimodal stuff, you qualify for money for your projects. Now, the first phase and the first project that had the bike lanes was Washington Way. The complete resurface of Washington Way from the park to, I think to clear to 32nd. That did not require bike lanes. That was a one-time, no strings attached, no local dollar match grant from the federal government called a Rough Roads Assistance Grant. Basically, they said, pick your worst street, we'll pay for it to get resurfaced. Previous council at the time wanted to add bike lanes. So all of the paperwork was submitted with bike lanes. Meanwhile, some staff and some council members were saying, well, we may not have to do the bike lanes. In the end, it got approved with the bike lanes. All the paperwork that was approved by the feds included the bike lanes. So by the time we had, hypothetically, I would understand, you would think 4 votes to get rid of the bike lanes. The project was already half done. We were told, if we want to scrap it, we eat the cost of everything paid for to date on that project, and we write a check back to the feds for everything else they'd given us, the total amount. It was the same for the state money that paid to do the bike lanes on 30th and on Hudson Street as well. I will say the Hudson Street bike lanes, Hudson Street was wide enough that I have not heard major complaints about Hudson. But Beach Street and 30th Avenue, I've heard many complaints, especially with what they call, it's called chicaning, the switch back and forth on 30th. The goal is to slow you down and confuse you. That's their goal. Legitimately, in the traffic studies, the traffic engineer's goal, right.
Yeah.
I still just go through unless there's cars in the way. But
Traffic calming.
it's traffic calming. I call it slowing everybody down and confusing them. So,
PC word for it.
did that answer? It was free money. This council could have gotten rid of them, but it wouldn't have been a good financial choice because we would have just been writing a check for about $6 million back to the state and feds.
Right.
Which then makes you look funky if you go back afterwards and request additional state and federal dollars for more projects when you just gave them all their money back before. So, yeah.
Well, you mentioned Hudson, and my office building is on Hudson at 15th, but where Hudson comes into 15th, across from the gas station and the bank, in that area, the bike lane is just dangerous.
Yep. The intersection's all convoluted there, and I believe, I'm sure many of you remember when Washington Way and 15th intersection was like that too, with that weird traffic island in the middle. Maybe in a longer range project we look at changing that intersection up, but I'm sure people would be mad about the change in traffic patterns. Can't make anybody happy.
Your Honor.
The Honorable.
Honorable.
The
I remember
Honorable.
the first time I got a letter to the Honorable, I said, what are you talking about?
Nothing we do is honorable.
Yeah.
We spend other people's money.
Could you explain the next steps in the water improvement plan?
Sure.
Okay?
Sure.
Because many of us are.
There
Yeah,
is.
There is an next step.
There is, and it doesn't cost you $100 million.
Please.
Yeah, so that main fill line that I keep talking about, our staff understanding and our specialist understanding is that this new pipe that will run directly from the water source at the mint farm all the way up to the reservoir and then gravity feed out to the system, the silica will settle in that pipe and it'll settle in the reservoir. That does mean eventually we'll have to clean it all out at different times, like you get with iron pipes when you have to get all of the rust and particulates out over time. But the silica will settle, the sediment will settle, and the rust that's in the pipes will possibly settle and go down as well. The biggest thing it'll help us on, though, is our dissolved oxygen content and our chlorine and chemical content and imbalances throughout the system. So you may have a water pressure change, right, because things aren't gravity fed now. Now it goes from the source directly out to the system and then to the reservoir. There's no gravity feeding. So you have an inconsistent product throughout the whole system. This will aid in that problem as well. Total cost, I believe, is around $30 million for that, which, if we roll the tapes back to, what was that, 15-ish years ago when this whole deal started, it was $100 million or so to go to a new plant at the Cowlitz or to go upriver versus 30 or 40 million to do this. Well, you have the 30 or 40 million. You have another 10 million in changes and improvements we've had to do since, plus now 30 million for the new pipe. You're almost equaling out the cost to go into the Cowlitz, but the problem is we're still paying off the water treatment plant as is for another 10 years. Yep. So in no way, shape, or form do we have any future or financial future of going back to the Cowlitz. All we can do at this point is improve the current source that we have, and that's what we're trying to do, without major rate increases. So, Marilyn.
Let's go back to the bicycle. Do you have any idea what the statistics are at this point?
On usage?
With bicyclists riding in that area?
We don't have studies on how many are using it, but I've seen all in all probably 50 bicycles using it in the last year from the different places.
Any injury accidents? Do we have any kind of...
We don't have new numbers yet.
No numbers yet?
Yep.
Okay, I was just curious, because that's, obviously it's our concern.
Yep.
Is that, we're afraid we might hit someone. We're not used to seeing this. So.
Yeah, don't use the bike lanes as a turn lane.
Oh, period.
Yeah.
We'll go
All right.
Steve's.
I agree with Mr. Steve.
Yeah, Spencer,
Yeah.
on most occasions, we see eye to eye, and that's a,
Is that a height reference?
that's a fact.
Yeah, right.
Now, a couple of years ago, the city asked for feedback on that property that's at Fisher Lane.
Yep.
And Westside Highway.
Yep.
What's happened with that?
Yeah, so the long and the short of that one is the council vote at the time was to kick usage of the property over, like, decision-making over usage over to planning commission, because if we're gonna sell it, we no longer control what's built on the lot. If we lease it, we may not control that either. So they had to figure out what the zoning was going to be if we sell it. Planning commission has finally finished that process. Now we're doing beginning the surplus process to be able to sell or lease it or whatever a council may decide to do on that property. It took a lot longer for it to go through planning commission than it should have.
Yeah.
I try to keep my composure. I don't know if any of you have watched our meetings, but there's a time in our meetings, it's usually about an hour and a half in, where I just lose patience with everybody. I've lost patience with our planning commission on particular projects, and that was one of them. It should not have taken us a full calendar year and more to figure out usage on a single parcel at one intersection. It shouldn't have. That could have been marketed and sold already if we'd have just moved quick enough.
And hopefully it's commercial.
What was that?
Are there any bikes on that property?
Well, it's not for sale yet.
Okay.
Oh, she had a question first over
Sharon's
here.
had one for quite a while.
That's okay.
Oh, you had a question? Go ahead.
I won't need that. So.
It's being recorded.
Sorry. Go ahead.
So I want to hit on the part where you said you had this extra money, and so you can kick it over to the parks. And
Sure.
you said something about improving, like, say, park equipment that needs to be spiffed or whatever. And you said something about covers for picnic tables and stuff.
Sure. Picnic shelters that already exist.
Shelters.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why we continue to improve or replace or whatever, any kind of sheltering. Because every time we put up or replace shelters, or like doing the one in the R.A. Long Park right there, all you do is tempt people into, moving there and setting up shop. So it would be much better publicly, and like the parks on Lake Sacagawea, it'd be much better publicly to just leave them off so we don't have to deal with going by everyone like that.
So that was our biggest problem within our parks over the last probably 6, 7, 8 years. In the last 3 months now, our parks have been clean and devoid of people camping in our gazebo or in the picnic shelters.
Yeah, but it's not winter yet, so in summer.
They still can't in the winter though, as long as our cops enforce the law as they've been directed and funded to do. If they're not, then we're going to do something about it. That was the whole point of the reclaim resolution. That's why Eric and I took so much flack. I may not get reelected specifically because of that. They're saying, how could you just throw money at a problem like this? How could you be inhumane? They're people too. Well, they're throwing needles down, they're leaving their garbage, and we don't want to look at it anymore. There are children at the park. Exactly. I will say, I saw for the first time in my entire life this weekend at Squirrel Fest, kids running and playing in the grass at the library and at the Civic Center barefoot. Never seen that in my 25 years. Do you know why? Because the park is clean. We are 11 weeks into clean parks. So the hope is that we can continue to do that. If we don't, we should be yarded out of office. And if our people aren't enforcing the law, something should be done about it. We can do that through funding. The voters can do that through clamoring to the city manager to act. So, got a little pointed there, but I'm just as frustrated as you are with it. This club spent money on that picnic shelter at 17th and Nichols for the bench to get busted up 6 years ago. It's still not fixed. We need to fix that, and the city needs to be on the hook to fix that. So, Karen?
Oh, yes. My question goes back to bikes.
Yeah.
Rick and I live on Ocean Beach Highway, right there at the end of the lake, and we several times a day have electric bikes zoom by our driveway.
On the sidewalk? Yeah.
On the sidewalk. I know that the sidewalk is an established bike route.
Because that one's a state highway.
And I learned that when we first moved there many years ago because our daughter got hit on her bike at one of our neighbors down the street farther. But she didn't get hurt, and she learned that you stop and look at driveways.
Right.
Anyway, we're having problems with these electric bikes, and I notice it around town too. I see it on when we travel down the lakeside. I see it on the gravel path. They're zooming at 25 miles an hour, it appears. I have no idea how fast they go. Is there any way to put any rules in
Are they
effect
supposed to follow the laws as a car or as a bicycle?
And that's what's unclear, and that's why we don't have anything on the books yet. The state hasn't made it clear on what the policy is. So if a city wants to step forward and try to make a policy, whichever city does so is the first one doing it. We could do that if we hear from enough people on it. I heard a lot about that this weekend, actually, believe it or not. I've never heard the issue as many times as I have this last weekend, but yeah, a lot of people at the beer garden were asking about the e-bikes going on the streets. So, yeah. So, we've got time for 2 or 3 more questions.
I have a question.
Quick questions.
While she's coming up, I will say you may have read a little bit about Peace Health being found to not have paid their B&O taxes for the last 15 years.
How?
It's a really great question how 3 city managers and 2 finance directors did not discover that our largest employer and one of our largest B&O taxpayers was not paying. They're saying $400,000 a year. We have to audit all of their financials to see what they actually owe. I'll also add, none of the other cities that Peace Health operates their hospitals in were not getting paid either. Not a single one. We were the only one. So you tell me how that happens. They are going to pay what they owe because we expect the same of you. In your property taxes and in your business taxes. So now, my idea for that, I think we take half of whatever lump sum we get, and Eric's idea too, is to do refund checks out to all of our property taxpayers for single-family homes, is to give you guys a refund check for half of that amount. It may only be a few $100s, but still, you paid extra when our city was in a budget crisis, and a one ratepayer was not paying at all.
Or cut the tax rate.
I'm less apt to cut the tax rate because this is a one-time cash-out deal, other than what they pay in perpetuity per year. Kurt?
Yes, you mentioned Washington Way being the worst street in the city, and that's why it got the improvement. But I got to tell you, the absolute worst street in Longview is Columbia Heights.
Yes.
From
the store
Fisher's
down.
Lane up to the store is like driving on a stairway. It's just terrible.
Do you want me to cover that replacement project as our last bit?
Quickly.
Okay, so that section from the store down to the railroad tracks at the cemetery and at Fisher's Lane. So what that reconstruction project looks like, that's sidewalks, that's actual storm drains and actual piping, that's street lights, no bike lanes on that, thank God.
Yes.
But those kids in that neighborhood are going to be able to walk to school now because they're going to be able to go on the sidewalk. We're going to have a lighted crossing there where it's between Maplewood and the other, where a street was originally supposed to come through. There's city right-of-way that cuts across the ravine, so we're going to have a walking path across to the neighborhood and they call it the rapid rectangular flashing beacons. I call them sidewalk flashers. People laugh at me when I say sidewalk flashers because they think of someone flashing you at a sidewalk, but we're going to have the flashing crosswalk there as well for those kids to be able to cross to go to school.
When is that going to happen?
Project will start in the spring. We're expecting it to be around a 1.5 year total project. So, not just gravel overlay and chip seal, total reconstruction of that stretch of the road. So, that'll be a part of it as well.
Hey Spencer,
Yeah.
Could you go hit just real quickly on the increase in the garbage rates? Was they due increase or did they?
So that was sticky. I voted no on it because when I ran last time, I said I wouldn't vote yes on any rate or tax increases that the voters or ratepayers didn't have a say on. From a system standpoint and a financial standpoint, Waste Control's owners, the Willis brothers prior, they were able to keep rates very low. They weren't taking a ton, they kept rates extremely low. If you look at Vancouver's rates, they're paying over twice what we have for similar service. Once they sold, the company they sold to now has shareholders that they have to answer to. That's why rates are going up. Their cost to cover their bottom line and pay their shareholders, they had to charge us more. So I voted no on it because on principle I said I would.
Okay, Eric, what'd you do?
He also voted no. Yeah. So, yep. Thank you.
Spencer? Or Mayor Spencer, on behalf of the
Thank you.
Longview Pioneer Alliance, your own Longview month. Okay, we have quite a few announcements we need to go through here real quick. Bob Piper?
Hey, Bob. Hey, Bob. Hey, Bob. Hey, Bob.
President Sharon, fellow Alliance and guests, yes, this last weekend went very smoothly. Everybody seems to know what they're doing now.
Now that it's over.
Yeah.
This is only taking us like 101 years. Anyway, all we have left is a car show this weekend and then the Extreme Machine in about a month.
Are we just doing corn and ice cream at the car show?
At the car show is caramel corn and ice cream only, yes.
There'll be another one too, Bob, that resource fair.
The resource fair, but yeah, we're still a little fuzzy on the details on that one, but that's in October, so we'll worry about that when the time comes.
Okay.
All right, thank you all for your help and your time and everything else.
Isla and Ann, or Isla, Ann, whichever one of you.
There you are. Where the heck did you go? I like to face people when I'm talking. I didn't know you were next.
Well, I didn't either. Anne, who refuses to get up, and I did an in-depth inventory of what's above the attic, whatever you want to call it, at the shop on 30th. And we had a bunch of brand new stuff, brought it before the board. The board is allowing us to donate the brand new stuff to Red Hat, which they will in turn give to women in need in a crisis, situation. We also did an inventory of all of the Halloween stuff. Next week, Ann and I will be bringing it here. So bring your money, bring your checkbook. We are going to be auctioning off all of the rest of the Halloween stuff. And I have a whole list here of things. If you want to know what's on the list, see me after the meeting. Thank you.
I don't have any more checks.
Thank you, Isla. Okay, next we need to move right along. If we could go to Lion Terry.
Oh, there's Jerry. Jerry's there, okay.
Jerry.
Mr. Scary.
Jerry, you don't look like you're 85.
No.
I feel like it.
Bring every
President Sharon, we have a awards committee over yonder, right after this one.
Over yonder.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and then I would like to announce that we have a possible opportunity for us to go visit another Lions Club. The Kalama Lions is going to be having a crawdad feed on September 13th at 2 o'clock, and it's just a get-together of the service clubs just to get together and to fellowship. So if anybody is interested in going to Kalama, again, it's going to be on September 13th at 2 o'clock, and it's going to be a potluck, so bring your favorite side dish. They're going to be having the crawdads. There's, on the back table there's going to be a sign-up sheet. So if you are interested, yeah, right now it's on a placemat because, well, anyway. Yeah, if you're interested in going, please sign up so I can RSVP to their club and let them know how many to expect. Also, we have our next board meeting is going to be September 18th at 8 a.m. at Life Mortgage. And also for today, we're gonna have a quick little board meeting after this meeting. So if all the board members could please stick around for a few minutes, I'd greatly appreciate it.
What about Thursday night? Thursday night with Rick.
Rick, you wanna?
Jello shots.
There's Rick's buying Jello shots.
Yeah, okay, so Thursday night is our monthly meeting at Ashtown Brewing, which is this week at the 21st at 6 p.m. So if all of you or whoever would like to come to that, that would be appreciated. Do we have any other announcements? Marilyn?
Okay. I'm just still making a list of those who would like, President Sharon, fellow Lions, the district club roster. I've got up to 11 already ordered, so just wanted to announce that. They should be here soon.
Okay, I think I saw somewhere too that they were going to be $7 this year, I think I read. Oh, okay.
But I need that confirmed when I get them, because I haven't been told for sure, but they're not less than $8.
Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to our drawings. If everybody would get out their blue tickets. We have 098 908 908. Okay, in the back there, Pat. And while they draw their card back there, if you'll get out your red tickets. And we have 3, 5, 9, 4, 7, 2. Steve, where would you like that to go, Steve? White cane. All right, and Jane or Darlene?
Don't you want to know what Pat drew?
Yes.
No.
He pulled the 7-Up Club.
Okay. Aww. The pot lives on.
President Sharon Caroline's guest for the desserts for today. I did a little different because I made a couple extra strawberry rhubarb pies. So some people just put in for the pie. And the winner for the pie is Jay.
Whoa.
And for the other two, we have molasses cookies and brownies. The winners are Isla and Rick.
Isla could have made those herself.
We get treats later, Isla.
Look what we got!
I know, yay.
I'll just deliver this to Rick.
Okay, I believe that is everything. Have a great week, everybody, and we'll see you next week.